This is Tom Perzani Day here in Calgary, and the now retired great receiver of the Stampeders will be honored at halftime. Now it's time for the anthem.
A home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And quarterback Tim Cowan of the BC Lions and Greg Vavra of the Calgary Stampeders are all set. We'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
Puts it to the 5-yard line. At the 4 now is David Tulumu, number 27 on the return. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Steve Wilburn, number 66, in on the tackle. And the BC Lions go on offense, and Tim Cowan getting his 3rd start this season. All of them on the road, and he's won his first 2 with John Henry White and Tulumu in the backfield. There's a look at that receiving core. Mervyn Fernandez, the nominee as outstanding player for BC.
Good size in those receivers, Dale, as well as the excellent speed that we talked about so much.
First down for the Lions, the ball at their own 26-yard line. Coming out of the backfield, John Henry White, and he takes it out to near the 34-yard line for a pickup of about 8 yards on the play. Ray Odoms made the tackle, number 32. There's another look at the receiving core for the Lions. How about the offensive line?
You really should include John Henry White in there. He's the 2nd leading receiver on this ball club, and a veteran offensive line. You see Dennis Javen in there for the injured Glenn Leonhardt at that right offensive guard. And there's your defensive unit for the Stampeders. And certainly their record is not the cause of that defensive unit. They've had a good year.
2nd down and 2 for the Lions, and the Stampeders have only given up 290 yards rushing in the past 3 games, and this is Tulumu breaking a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he'll have the first down. He's all the way out to the 42-yard line before the Stampeders managed to push him back. Bernie Morrison, number 72, the outside linebacker, was in on the tackle. So right away, the BC Lions pick up a first down. The linebacking core for Calgary.
James Wild West, of course, starting to be more at home in that middle linebacking spot. And if you see some big hits from the red and white out there, look for number 58. Defensive backs have done a good job as well for the Stampeders this year. As I say, the defensive unit has had a good year in '84 for the Stamp.
First down from the 42. Cowan had to pull it down. He's on the move, and he may have another first down. He ran into one of his old players, David Tulumu, from behind. Tulumu is injured on the play.
Bernie Morrison making the stop, and of course, since Tim Cowan came into the lineup for the BC Lions, a lot of people said that there's 1 or 2 things that are positive about that, and of course, not knocking Roy DeWall, but Cowan does have that ability to take off. You can see Tulumu is hit in the back of the leg by his quarterback. Tim stretching to get that first down, and tough way to get injured when your quarterback falls on you from behind. You obviously did not see him coming.
Tulumu still down. Cowan, as I mentioned, his 3rd start as the controls for BC. A winner, 19-11 over Hamilton, 33-17 in Ottawa last week. And about that game last week in Ottawa, when Cowan was 21-35, as you take a look at the Eastern Division standings and that key matchup tonight between Ottawa and Hamilton, which Ottawa leads at the half, Cowan said that he has to learn to be patient and throw short until the longer passes open up. If there was one criticism against him last week, even though he did throw 4 touchdowns to Mervyn Fernandez, and he kept trying to go deep.
Well, he was successful to some degree. You can see Luke Pasaglia having another good year for the BC Lions, just 4 points from the scoring leaders in the Canadian Football League. And J.T. Hay, of course, has had not as many opportunities to kick extra points for the Calgary Stampeders, and he ranks 6th in the league.
So Tulumu is out of the game for the time being. It's John Henry White and Donnie Taylor in the backfield now. Second down and inches. Situation for BC, and they pick up the first down as Tim Cowan does what he's done so well all season long, and that's the short yardage play for the Lions. Even when Roy DeWall was healthy, Cowan was sent in on short yardage. Tulumu being checked over now at the bench.
Well, we know that Tim Cowan had just an outstanding preseason in 1984 and showed that he can not only move with that football, but throw it on the run. And BC Lions are going to count on him for the guy to take him to the Grey Cup.
From the BC 54, Tim Cowan takes too much time getting the ball in play, so they'll back him up to the 49-yard line. There's the 20-second clock situation. Just not getting the snap off.
Dale, I'd like to make a couple announcements on behalf of the BC Lions.
Time
The
cause
season
violation,
ticket holders,
BC 14, first down repeated.
season ticket holders must convert their vouchers by Monday of next week to get their playoff tickets. And of course, there will be a playoff game in BC Place regardless of what happens, either the semifinal or the final game.
Of course, we won't know for sure till next Saturday night when the Bombers are in Vancouver. The drop play to Donnie Taylor on 1st and 15, and he has what appears to be a first down. He was hauled down by Mel Jenkins, a penalty flag. Came down in the area of the tackle, and I believe they'll have additional yardage tacked on for a face mask. 14-yard pickup.
Boy, good job by Al Wilson there, the offensive center. He put a great block on Steve Wilburn. We'll take a look at Wilson's block. Watch him. He's going to be blocking on number 66, Steve Wilburn. And the veteran offensive center is the reason this hole is so wide open. Look at him turn Wilburn to the outside. Allows John Henry White to come up there as an additional blocker in front of him. And a big gain for the BC Lions down to the 32-yard line now, the Stampeders.
He played 3 minutes in the opening quarter as this time Cowan threw behind the intended receiver, Mervyn Fernandez. And he'll bring up second down and 10 from the Calgary 32. And I'd just like to compliment Stan Schwartz, the stadium manager here at Calgary, McMahon Stadium, and his grounds crew for what a marvelous job they've done in clearing this field of snow. You'd never believe this was the same place after what we saw here yesterday when the two teams were working out, Frank. It was just looked like a foot of snow on this place.
Absolutely. Don Matthews was a little concerned. One of his receivers fell behind a snowbank, and he saw a big snowplow going back in there at the same time. Wasn't sure he didn't have somebody hurt.
Cowan on second down, going again to the far side. John Pankratz first down at the 20-yard line. Working against Richie Hall, a 12-yard gain.
A really fine throw by Tim Cowan. Pankratz was covered on the play, but Cowan delivered it low and outside, right where it should have been. The cold does not seem to be bothering the offense of the BC Lions so far.
They've taken the opening kickoff from their own 26-yard line and have marched now to the Calgary 20. They've used up almost 4 minutes on the clock here in the first series of the ball game. Cowan puts it up for Robinson, and it was behind him. He had great coverage supplied by Larry Hogue. It'll bring up second down and 10 from the 20.
You know, just to add to that announcement about the playoff vouchers being exercised, of course, the general public will have playoff sales available to them as of 9 o'clock Tuesday morning at all the normal BC Lions ticket office outlets. So that should be a good one. I'm sure there'll be a scramble for tickets for that playoff action.
They're guaranteed a huge crowd next Saturday night. Donnie Taylor filled by James West in the backfield. There will be a loss of close to 5 yards on the play. Wild West, number 58, shooting through the gap from that middle linebacking position. And now we'll see the field goal unit.
Good job of stunting by the Calgary Stampeders. You can pick it up. The two linebackers doing a deal on their own back there. Stop it right there. You can see Morrison coming one way and West the other way. Ildebrand, number 61, did not was not able to get over there quick enough to pick him up. West does have great quickness.
33-yard field goal attempt by Lou Pasaglia, who has a strained arch, didn't practice all week, but was out there yesterday, and he connects and opens the scoring here tonight. 3-0 for the Lions over the Stampeders. We'll be right back. Get the football for the first time tonight, following almost a 5-minute drive by the Lions that ended up in a field goal. As you look at Lewis Walker back in the lineup tonight, Greg Baber, the starting quarterback for the Stampeders, and the receiving corps. Tommy Scott could be in for a big night. If he catches at least 6 passes, he'll tie Tommy Joe Coffey's record. And newcomers are the wideouts, Michael Wade and Michael Harper. First down, Stampeders from their own 35. They trail 3-0. Showing lots of motion to the right. Fabra throwing, and it goes incomplete. The intended receiver is Walker, swinging out of the backfield. A penalty marker down at the 40-yard line.
You know, Dale, during that break there, we saw Al McCann going to the far side in the BC Lions, and I wonder if Al can hear me, whether or not he has a report on Luma, who was injured as Tim Cowan fell on his leg. Al, are you there?
Yes, I am, Frank. I talked to the doctor and also to Bill Richelt, the trainer. They're not going to take any chance on David. He has a sprained knee. He was willing to go back in. He said he didn't feel any pain, but they're going to play a little safe. They say David will not play anymore tonight.
First down. It's a holding call against the Lions. Here's a look at it.
An ISO shot of Crawford grabbing him right there at the line of scrimmage. Ball was delivered beautifully by Vavra.
First down, Stampeders from their own 45. Vavra gets out of the pocket, picks up about 7 yards. They get 6 at the 51-yard line. Tyrone Cruz in on the tackle. As you look at the Stampeder offensive line, Mac Moore was also in the tackle.
Dave Kersinger, the Shinley Award nominee from that offensive unit of the Calgary Stampeders. And, of course, the BC Lions back at full strength with Nick Hebler back in the lineup after missing 6 or 7 games this season. And James Parker heads-on favorite to be the outstanding defensive player in the country this year.
He won it, of course.
1.5 sacks.
82. So Tommy Scott incomplete. Pass thrown a little bit high, but being the kind of night it is, passes are going to have to be thrown pretty good because it is chilly here at McMahon Stadium. As you look at the linebacking crew of the Lions, led by number 91, Tyrone Cruz in the middle, and Kevin Konar, who's their nominee as Outstanding Canadian. He's had a super year. And defensively, Darnell Clash will tell you is in the lineup, but Keith Gooch and Mel Bird are the starting corners.
A little bit of controversy there as Clash was the Rookie of the Year candidate for the BC Lions, and Gooch has replaced him over the last couple of football games.
Well, Mel Bird picked up Charlie Horse last week in Ottawa, so Clash is there as insurance in case he goes down again. Punt by McTagg. Crawford on the return. Brings it back out to the 33-yard line. Good return by Larry Crawford on 20 yards. Tim Petros making the tackle for the Stampeders. And the Lions, leading 3-0, will go on offense for the second time here in the first quarter. Ball at their own 32 is where they spot it now. 8:39 left.
Larry Crawford has not had as big a year returning punts as he has in the past. As a matter of fact, nor has he in interceptions. He has led this BC Lion team in interceptions every year since he's been here. Trails right now by 1.
Andre Jones, of course, is the leader. First down play for the Lions. Middle opened up. Cowan had a thought about running, and he should have, because this one's picked off by Richie Hall, intended for Ron Robinson. And a big return here for little Richie Hall inside the 10-yard line with his second interception of the year. 54-yard return by Richie Hall, and the Stampeders are first and goal at the BC 4.
Well, Brett Fleming tells me that he was looking for Merv Fernandez. I was just going to say, boy, that's showing a little bit of poise, stopping Merv, throwing up and throwing the football, but it was underthrown and behind Ron Robinson, number 16, who appeared to be the intended receiver to us up here. Richie Hall, great speed, and he moved that football all the way inside the 5-yard line for the Stamp.
Officially, a 53-yard interception return by Richie Hall. The Stampeders are first and goal. The deep pitch to Lewis Walker. Gets to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. The ball's knocked loose. I think they ruled the play dead, though. The Lions, some of them saying they've got the loose football, but the whistle had gone. Kevin Konar, number 31, was over there defensively for BC.
Very key play now for the Calgary Stampeders, because you really want to take advantage of a break like this and put it in the end zone. We're bringing in almost a whole new offensive squad for the Stamp. All of their normal receiving cores, it's considered a second and long for the Stampeders. Gained nothing on that first down.
Second and goal from the 4. Lions almost jumped offside, but they got back in time. Vavra in trouble. The BC defense does its job on the coverage in the end zone, and Vavra has to eat it back at the 5-yard line for a loss of 1.
James Parker again coming from that weak side as Vavra rolled out to the left. What a year he's had. I really do think that trade between Edmonton and BC, and many people have said it over the course of the year, it was really good for both football clubs. Parker's had an excellent year since becoming a Lion, and of course, Lion has had a great year for the Eskimos as a rookie.
He's Edmonton's nominee as their outstanding Canadian. J.T. Hay will now try to tie the ball game up at 3 with this 12-yard field goal. Tempting, it's good. So we have 6:53 remaining in the opening quarter. And we have a field goal by Pasaglia and a field goal by Hay. So we're tied, and we're coming right back. Wanted the touchdown after the interception returned by Richie Hall, put it at the 4. BC defense came up big, and the Stamps had to settle for a field goal from J.T. Hay. We're tied at 3, and the BC Lions take over at their own 35. And now Hay and Pasaglia both have kicked 30 field goals on the season, and they are the leaders in field goals completed. One ahead of Bernie Ruoff, although we don't know how many Bernie's kicked tonight in Hamilton. Say again, it's 14-11 Ottawa over Hamilton at halftime. And the Lions don't often run the football, and Randy Troutman this time was there to stop John Henry White as Tulumu is still out of the ball game, and of course has that knee wrapped and won't be back. So it's 2nd down and 8 from the 37-yard line. BC Lions rank right near the top in offense, and of course they rank at the top in defense. Pancratz goes incomplete. Richie Hall providing the coverage, and that'll bring on the punting unit.
Con had to get rid of that football as Stampeders once again on 2nd down came with that big blitz. The Lions did a pretty good job of picking it up.
They kept both backs in blocking that time. So we'll see Pasaglia as Gerald Roper's down on one knee, getting shaken up on that last play. As you take another look at the throwing motion of Tim Cowan with a lot of pressure all around him. As mentioned, Pasaglia sprained an arch and didn't practice all week, but he was out here place kicking and punting yesterday. And of course, the backup place kicker for the Lions is John Pancratz, and the backup punter is Mervyn Fernandez. If something should happen to Louis.
It's been so long since we've seen any other BC Lion do any sort of kicking for the Lions. That would really seem strange. Gerald Roper heard a bit on the play.
Pasaglia ranks 3rd in the CFL in punting average this year. First punt of the ball game. Not a good one. Bounces past Hopkins initially, and he falls on it right at the 44-yard line. And the Lions do a good job of staying outside that 5-yard zone. A 29-yard punt that time, but of course no return at all. The Lions really don't get hurt badly at all with the short kick. 5:39 left in the opening quarter. Stampeders with the ball back. We're tied at 3.
I think Louis almost missed that one, Dale. He's got a piece of it with the side of his foot.
Quickly, the pass is completed. Greg Vavra out there to Michael Harper, number 88, at the 50-yard line for a pickup of about 5 or 6 yards. Larry Crawford making the tackle, number 28. Of course, as the temperature drops, that football gets a little tougher to kick, especially.
I'll tell you, you can feel those really solid hits as well when you're as cold as those guys have to be down there.
-4 Celsius at game time. Bit of a breeze at 20 kilometers per hour. It's second down. Penalty flag is down. Tommy Scott had the football for the Stampeders, got to about the 51-yard line, and there's a penalty against the Lions. They were offside. So give the Stampeders a first down in BC territory.
Offside, BC 78, first down.
Mac Moore. So now the Stampeders are at the BC 54.
Didn't look like Mac Moore had moved on the play, so he must have been lined up outside.
Roll right by Babra, throws back to Walker, hit immediately by Hebler. The official rules an incomplete pass. Konar got to the loose football. A penalty marker in the backfield.
I think we might have roughing the passer.
Is that Rick Klassen who had the pressure? We're now informed, stats man Bob Lees, Bernie Ruoff has kicked 2 field goals tonight, so he would stay in the lead in CFL field goal kicking this
I think
year.
you're right. I think it was Klassendale. It was back there with Babra, and it's going to be called on this one.
Major foul, roughing the passer, BC number 90.
So a couple of penalties here have certainly helped the Stampeders out. Offside, and now this roughing the passer call. 3 penalties in all against the Lions so far. All of them first down. Now Calgary just inside the BC 40-yard line. After throwing, he hit Mike McTagg and bounced away from him. Hit him right in the shoulder pad.
See the linebackers dropping back for the BC Lions. This ball, I believe, was just a little bit underthrown, just a bit behind McTagg. Catchable football a lot of nights, but a very difficult catch. A cold night like this.
I don't think Konar touched it. Boy, it came close. Babber down the middle, tipped away by Tyrone Cruz, number 91, as he dove in front of the intended receiver, Lewis Walker. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Stampeders at the BC 39. J.T. Hay leads the field goal unit on.
Well, what breeze we do have here tonight, and it looks like it's abated somewhat from the start of the ball game, will favor JT.
Hay kicked one from 12 yards out earlier to tie the ball game at 3. Of course, he had that 57-yarder at the end of the ball game against Ottawa to win that one.
When he had to do it twice.
Right, yeah. 46-yard attempt. The snap from center was bobbled by Babra. He didn't get it pinned properly, and the attempt fell short, but goes into the end zone for a single point. And so the Calgary Stampeders, on the missed field goal, they get the single. So they're in front by 1. We'll be back to McMahon Stadium in just a moment. At the top of the defense there, that's Keith Gooch. He almost blocked it.
You know, Nelson, number 96, had to take that inside man, so with the bad snap, Gooch almost got a piece of it. You can see a lot of people huddled up here tonight against his goal. It was -5 to start this ball game tonight, the 20-kilometer win.
The Lions take over the football. John Henry White. Line of scrimmage being the 39-yard line after that missed field goal attempt. White picks up 2 or 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Tulumu out of the ball game. Donnie Taylor and White are the setback. The Lions really don't run the football that much. You see the heater at the bench. Crawford's enjoying that heater. Chilly night in Calgary. The Lions don't make any bones about it. They love to throw the football, and they're going to do it most of the time. Cowan throwing for Fernandez. Did he get a foot down? Yes, he did. First down, Lions. Marvin Fernandez comes up with his first catch of the ball game. An 11-yard gain.
Well, there had to be something wrong with his pattern, though, and Ron Robinson that close to Mervin Fernandez. He's only about 3 or 4 yards away from him when he makes this reception. Possibly even closer to that, but Merv concentrated on the football, as of course he should, and picked up another first down for the Lions.
They have 5 of them so far this first quarter. First down from the 53, completes it to Ned Armour, his first catch of the evening. And Armour gets to the Calgary 52.5-yard line where he's stopped by Ron Hopkins. He'll be about a yard short of a first down.
Armour, of course, tied with John Henry White as the second leading receivers of the Lions so far this year.
That ball is at the Calgary 48. I think I said the 52. So it's second down and 1 for the Lions from the 48-yard line of the Stampeders. Donnie Taylor, and he has the first down near the 45-yard line. Steve Carpenter, number 96, along with Larry Hogue, making the tackle on Taylor. Fernandez leads the league in yardage in pass receiving, but of course Craig Ellis of Saskatchewan leads in total number of passes caught with 87 to the 72 by Fernandez. But look at the yardage total for Mervin, 1,236.
Coming pretty close to Brian Kelly in touchdowns, too, with Kelly 16 and Fernandez 14 now for the year.
Cowan going deep for Fernandez. 5-yard line, just a little bit too far.
Well, that wasn't overthrown very much as Merv put on the afterburner going after that football.
When he first put it up, it looked like Merv had no chance.
There you go. Boy, just about 2 feet overthrown.
4 touchdowns last week against Ottawa. Cowens and Fernandez. 14 on the season. Into the last minute of the opening quarter, it's second down for BC at the Calgary 45. Fernandez in motion out of the backfield. Cowan going deep. Robinson does a nice job of catching the ball underneath. Richie Hall didn't know where it was, but Robinson did, and it's a first down at the 20, a gain of 28. James West putting the pressure on up the middle on Cowan. Watch this. Number 58 follows through with the hit.
Well, it's happened so often, that receiver looking back at the quarterback, the ball underthrown. All he had to do was stop and make an easy reception. First down on the 17-yard line. We're winding down at the end of the first quarter with the Stampeders leading 4-3.
Cowan to Donnie Taylor. Got a bit of a block from John Pankratz and got to the 10-yard line where Larry Hogue made the tackle. And it's a pickup of 7 yards. Make it 6. They spotted at the 11. So it'll be second down and 4 with time for one more play here in the first quarter.
Oh, you said it so many times before. That little guy, number 19, Donnie Taylor, would certainly be playing a lot more football if he was on a few other ball clubs in the CFL. He can do it all. He's a good little runner, tough to bring down. Also a good receiver and blocker.
Taylor got 6. It's now second and 4. Quickly, Cowan throws to Fernandez. Right at the 10-yard line, he was hit. He'll be short of the first down. The safety, Darrell Moyer, made the tackle. And that'll do it for the opening quarter here at McMahon Stadium. The Lions will be looking at 3rd and about 3 when we come back for second quarter action. Verrado and Matthews, good buddies. Verrado worked for Matthews last year, but now they want to beat each other. And it's 4-3 Calgary after the first quarter. We'll be right back. In Hamilton tonight, Bernie Ruoff has kicked a 45-yard field goal to tie that game at 14, playing in the third quarter. At Ivor win, Hamilton against Ottawa. Tiger Cats could clinch a playoff spot if they win that one tonight and eliminate Ottawa. Here in Calgary, it's 4-3 Stampeders. First play of the second quarter, a 17-yard field goal attempt by Lou Pasaglia. It is good with Pankratz doing the holding, and so the Lions go back in front 6-4 on the first play here of the second quarter. So Louis Pasaglia with his 31st field goal of the season.
Certainly shows no sign of that foot injury that the Lions were very concerned about Louis over the course of the last week. And they are huddled up.
These two teams, of course, played back on August 25th out in Vancouver. And BC won it 15-4, and there were no touchdowns in that game. Sagley had 4 field goals and 3 singles. J.T. Hay had a field goal and a single. Kickers have done all the scoring here tonight. First down for the Stampeders. Vavra to Walker. Turns it upfield to about the 43-yard line for a gain of 8 yards. Keith Gooch making the tackle. Second down and 2 for the Stampeders. They took over the football at their own 35 following the successful field goal by the Lions.
Very popular young guy here, Lewis Walker, in his rookie year. And Chevrolet is happy to present your statistical story of that first quarter. Rather dominant for the BC Lions, you'd have to say.
111 total yards. Wow. Second down and 2. Walker with the deep handoff, and he got close to first down yardage at the 45-yard line.
You know, Frank, you were talking earlier about Louis Pasaglia not practicing all week due to that injury to his arch. I'm amazed he's doing this well. I was talking to him a moment ago. His foot is still sore. He's got it taped up so much it looks like a club inside his shoe. And he says it really smarts when he hits it, but he's doing his job out there.
As you see the measurement, interestingly enough, in the pregame warm-up, it was J.T. Hay who seemed to stub a toe out there, and he was limping around for a couple of minutes, but of course he shook that off. And you see that the Stampeders are short of the first down, and it'll be third and a little bit. And Steve Barato sends Vavra back into the ball game and says, go for it. We're early in the second quarter, 6-4. BC leading the Stampeders. BC coming into the ball game at 10-3-1, tied for first with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Vavra keeps, and I don't think he made it. I think he lost yards. Ben Jackson was there first. Vavra just didn't really get away from the center and make any forward progress at all. He seemed to turn right rather than go ahead. And the Lions will take over on down.
I'd like to see that again, Dale, whether he had problems with the snap. Looked like the ball was there in plenty of time. He certainly hesitated to a degree and tried to dive forward, but that Glenn Jackson, I believe, the primary tackler on the play, number 37, coming from his outside spot. BC takes over.
The ball at the Calgary 45-yard line. Cowan with the straight drop, swings it out of there to John Henry White, who is on the speed, gets to the 35-yard line, close to a first down. And Steve Carpenter, number 96, and Ron Hopkins, number 15, teamed up to make the tackle. It'll be second and short for the Lions.
No such thing as a secondary receiver here. I think he was going to White all along, as he's shown that pattern a couple of times with the linebackers of the Stampeders backing off quite a bit there. Excellent block on James West that time.
Cowan has completed his last 4 in a row. Right now, second and short. Cowan hands off this time rather than keep it. Donnie Taylor, the ball carrier. And he'll have the first down. James West was in on the tackle for Calgary, along with Larry Hogue, number 14. First down, BC. After they stopped the Stampeders on a 3rd and inches situation at the 45-yard line. Head coach Don Matthews, second year with the BC Lions. Pretty good record. He took over the Lions. Tonight he's looking for his 22nd win as head coach of the Lions. Collin, good protection, and he threw it well over the head of the intended receiver, Ned Armour. A bit of a possible communication problem there. Well overthrown that time.
Well, I think Armour just broke that pattern off a little bit as he saw the defender dropping back very deep. Yeah, and it was too late for Cowan to read that.
Second down coming up for the Lions. The ball at the Calgary 32.5-yard line. 12 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Lions hoping to add to their 2-point lead here. They pick it up, wide open, Fernandez. Touchdown, BC. They make it look easy at times. Fernandez, a 33-yard score, and that is the 5th touchdown pass from Cowan to Fernandez in less than a game and a half. Got 4 last week against Ottawa and gets the first touchdown of this ball game tonight.
Well, he comes to the inside this time. We've seen this 2 or 3 times so far tonight with him trying to hide Fernandez, and Herb knows he's wide open. It was just a matter of whether or not Cowan could get rid of the football before he was caught by that big blitz of the Stampeders. And he did so, just laid it up from Herb, and 6 points on the board.
15th touchdown of the year for Mervyn Fernandez. Bisaglia there to convert it. And the BC Lions have jumped into a 13-4 lead over the Calgary Stampeders with 11:47 remaining in the second quarter. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Is the outstanding player here nominee in Shenley. Touchdown number 15, Mervyn. You came in from an inside spot that time.
Yeah, we're trying to do things different just to get me open and give me the ball and win this game. It's awfully cold out here, but we're ahead.
You darn near got one earlier on that streak pattern. You just leaped and just about got it.
Just a couple seconds too long. That's it. I'd like to say hello to my wife back at home, my little boy. We're freezing.
Does it bother wearing gloves?
No, not at all. It's helping me. Keep my hands warm.
Stay close to the heaters.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That was Michael Harper on the return for the Stampeders. Ron Churkus making the tackle for the Lions, and we have an injured Stampeder down.
Dale, that's interesting to hear Merv say he's freezing out there. As we got on the plane with the team yesterday, Merv was kidding a few members of the media because they had so many clothes with them and they were wearing so much. He said, Merv, we've been to Calgary this time of year a little more often than you have.
I'd just like to remind football fans right across the country that junior football playoffs are underway in all the junior leagues in Canada. And, of course, everybody's aiming for that big national championship game, which will be played in Kelowna, BC on Saturday, November 1st. And I'd like to add tomorrow, there's a big football game at Taylorfield, Regina. The Prairie Junior Football Conference final will be played between the undefeated Regina Rams and the Saskatoon Hilltops, who have only lost twice this year, and that was to the Rams. 2 o'clock tomorrow at Taylorfield. That's just some of the junior football action going on. Phil Sharon is the injured Stampeder.
Dale, I'd just like to also say a very special hello to Mr. BC Lion, who scored the first touchdown ever, by Bailey, who is still in the hospital with some surgery very recently. We understand it was very successful, and by we all from CTV wish you a very speedy recovery. And also a bit of good luck wishes to a very close associate of his, Doug Hull, who is going in for surgery next week. They've been friends for an awfully long time, and Doug has been a big fan of the BC Lions for many, many years. Doug, good luck with your operation next week. I'm sure it'll be a big success.
Tomorrow in the CFL on CTV, you'll see Montreal trying to clinch second place in the East, hosting the Toronto Argonauts, and of course Winnipeg Blue Bombers hosting the Edmonton Eskimos tomorrow in CFL action. Greg Babber fumbles the football. A penalty marker is down. James Parker got on the loose ball for the Lions. We'll see what the penalty call is. Glenn Jackson made the hit on Babber and knocked the ball loose, but it's holding against BC. So the Calgary offense will stay out there to get a break. The flag was thrown downfield. They wipe out the fumble recovery by James Parker.
Holding, BC number 28, first down.
Stampeders have now picked up 4 first downs by penalty tonight. Jackson will hit him from behind, force the ball loose. Parker will pounce on it, but a holding call downfield gives the ball back to the Stampeders at their own 40. First and 10. Misdirection here is Willis Walker. BC defense reacts quickly and brings Walker down. Larry Crawford making the tackle at about the 44-yard line for a gain of 4.
I'll tell you, it takes a very good read by the defense, but they should have known it was coming back this way. You see all of these people pulling to the right side. That misdirection should not fool a good defensive football club. Watch those linemen coming from the left side. A good block down on James Parker, but Kevin Konar read it. He just couldn't get over there quite in time to make the stop.
Crawford, he'll make the tackle on Walker. It's now second down and 6. Stampeders from their own 44. Favre to the middle. Ball was tipped. Crawford almost had a shot at an interception. Nelson Martin was providing the coverage on Tom Scott, and Tyrone Cruz, for the second time tonight, got his hand on that to knock it away from the intended receiver.
Very active linebackers for the BC Lions. Cruz, number 91. Just that big right hand up there.
So it's third down, and the Calgary punting unit is in. Mike McTagg with Darnell Clash and Larry Crawford back deep. Clash number 1, Crawford number 28. We have 10:05 remaining in the second quarter. It's 13-4 in favor of the Lions. The only touchdown so far. And this one is shanked by McTagg, goes right off the side of his foot and out of bounds at the 52-yard line. So the BC Lions get a break, and the score is 13-4 in favor of BC. We'll be back in just a moment.
GMC S15. Compact trucks that work as hard as they play and play as hard as they work. 2- or 4-wheel drive pickups and jimmies, gas or diesel. GMC's member of Canada's best-selling family of compact trucks start at $72.09. The lowest priced B6 compact trucks in Canada. Work hard, play hard. GMC S15.
Oh, we know what, we know how. We know we're born and we're born it now. So only the best will do. And the best is that Pepsi taste that keeps coming through. Come on, Pepsi now. You want the best taste. Come on and taste that best taste. Come on and make yours Pepsi now. Yeah.
There's our score. BC in front of Calgary after a 9-yard punt by Mike McTagg. The Lions take over at the Stampeder 52.5-yard line. 9:53 remaining in the second quarter. Tim Cowan starting for the third game this season. Wald, of course, finished for the year with a broken collarbone. Cowan dumps it off, incomplete. Trying to hit John Henry White again, swinging out of that backfield. Planned play. Cowan just didn't get the ball to him.
Well, there's a bit of a little inexperience, I think, Dale, because he had a lot of time to throw that football. All he had to do was loft it a little more. Got in a bit of a hurry. Looking over to the bench, getting his signals from that sideline as to what they'd like to see here offensively on a second down.
Don Matthews said that Tim Cowan not only gained confidence last week with the win over Ottawa, the whole team gained confidence in Tim Cowan with that victory. Second down and 10, going deep for Mervyn Fernandez. And he has got it inside the 10-yard line. Just put it up in the air, and Mervyn will go get it, beating Ron Hopkins that time for 43 yards.
Again, a situation where the ball was slightly underthrown, and the receiver, of course, having the advantage of looking back at his quarterback. Merv just turned to the inside right at the last moment. Once again, used those great hands to make another key reception for the Lions. What kind of night he's had already, 88 yards. That puts him well over 1,300 for the year.
And it's first and goal, BC, Calgary 9-yard line. Cowan with the straight drop. Big pressure, throws, incomplete. Donnie Taylor and Ron Robinson both were in the area. I think he was, whoa, we have some fists being thrown out there now between Robinson and Moyer. Let's see what they call here. We may have some ejections here. Robinson threw a right hand.
Well, John Henry going over there, telling Ron to get back in the huddle. We don't need that kind of thing at this point in time.
Well, the penalty call is going to be against the Lions. 15-yarder. Take it back out to the 24.
I didn't see the provocation, Dale, did you?
Well, I just got the tail end of it. Here's the call.
Major foul. BC number 16, unnecessary roughness, second down.
I don't know if Moyer wandered over and just said something to him, but Robinson the shot. So it's a 15-yard penalty, and the Lions are pushed back to the Calgary 24. It's second down, goal to go. Cowan started to pull away from the center, Al Wilson, and Wilson still got the football, and flags go down. Procedure call against the Lions.
Well, I'm sure Don Matthews and his staff are not very happy with what's happening out here in the first half as far as the penalty situation is concerned. The Lions have had numerous on both sides of the ball, particularly defensively.
Procedure, BC 65, second down repeated.
Well, the Lions have had 4 penalties that have resulted in first downs for the Calgary offense, and now 2 penalties here. The Lions were at the 9. They're now back out at the 29. Gerald Roper, the man called for procedure. Second down and goal, and they try to draw to Donnie Taylor, and he gets some of it back, but not nearly enough. He gets to about the 21-yard line, and it'll be third down and goal, and the field goal unit will be in. .7:58 remaining in the second quarter, and Lou Pasaglia will try a 28-yarder.
BC Lion cheerleaders out here. Well, if there's anybody not used to this kind of weather, it'd be them. They don't normally go on the road with their ball club, and BC place is a little more friendly than weather-wise than this.
Out of the hold by Pankratz, Pasaglia is wide to the right. It'll go for a single point. It's now a 14-4 ball game. BC leading Calgary. 7:39 remaining second quarter. We'll be right back to McMahon Stadium.
For those who want it, BC offers a whole lot extra. O'Keeffe's Extra Old Stock. Premium quality, fully matured. A taste you can count on. O'Keeffe's Extra Old Stock. The great big taste.
Our Dial 1 plumber was called because this family liked the way our Dial 1 mover moved them. And the way a Dial 1 expert got rid of some creepy pests. And how Dial 1 specialists made their home secure. Residential and commercial property owners rely on Dial 1, a network of over 30 independent trades, services, and retail outlets. So for whatever your property service needs, call the information operator and ask for Dial 1, Canada's proud workforce.
.4, 10-point lead for the Lions over the Stampeders here in the second quarter. Calgary now first and 10 from their 35 after a missed field goal attempt by Lou Pasaglia.
7:39 remaining in this first quarter, and you can see the dominance by BC Lions, and they have helped the Calgary Stampeders offensively with a number of penalties.
Walker with the handoff. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Mac Moore, number 78, and a penalty marker down right at the 35-yard line. Offside, BC Lions. Boy, they've been hurting themselves with penalties in this first half. So it'll be first down and 5 for the Stampeders at their own 40. Now, maybe Mac Moore, who got called for lining up offside in the first quarter, that might be a call again here. Let's see.
Offside, BC 78, first down repeated.
All right, Dale, good call. You certainly, you see him right at the top of your screen there, or not quite getting him in that full 3 feet.
So it's first and 5 from the 40. Quick release by Babra, knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. Strong first half by the BC defense.
Greg did not seem to drop back very far, Dale, with some of those big folks like Mac Moore. He's 6'5" in there. You're going to have to drop back a little further, go over his head.
Or get rid of it a lot quicker than that. Prevent Moore getting those hands up. Stampeders ranked 9th in the CFL in most offensive categories. Second down and 5. Babra puts it up down the sidelines over the head of the intended receiver, number 88, Michael Harper. So it'll bring on the punting unit. Keith Gooch providing the coverage. And so Mike McTagg will be on for the Stampeders.
That's rather a telling statistic.
Another telling statistic, Frank, is that the Calgary Stampeders are the only team in the West that cannot equal last year's record.
You know, there's another stat that's really amazing. This is really trivia, but if the Stampeders happen to win tonight, they would have the best record of any club ever in the Western Conference that finished in 5th place.
That's very true. And they play tough against the Lions. Their last 7 meetings, the edge is 4-3 in favor of BC.
If they were in the East, they'd be right in the middle of the playoff race.
Yeah, Calgary and Saskatchewan are both talking that way. Punt by McTagg to Darnell Clash. Fumbles the football. Darryl Moyers got it for the Stampeders at the BC 45-yard line. And that turns into about a 30-yard gain for the Stampeders. Outside rush by Keith Gooch.
Gooch almost gets a piece of this, too, as he took off on the inside of the upback of the Calgary Stampeders. You can see the ball pulled away from Darnell Clash, who should say, who did not need that turnover. He's not been in Coach Matthews' good graces the last couple of weeks anyway.
Well, some mistakes by the Lions are certainly getting the Stampeders some chances here in this opening half. The reverse coming up here, and the students are coming around the near side. Wade, and he gets to the 25-yard line, stopped by Nelson Martin, showing good speed on that reverse for a pickup of 20 yards.
That would have to be the biggest offensive play for the Calgary Stampeders tonight.
Michael Wade, the rookie out of Iowa State.
Well, that really was a misdirection play, as you saw the offensive lineman pulling to the left side. And they got the defense to go with them that time.
First down from the 25-yard line. Fabra gives to Walker. BC defense is there and holds the gain to about 2 yards. Rick Klassen, number 90, in on the tackle.
Well, if you think reading those guards is not important, you watch this time as both of the offensive guards of the Calgary Stampeders obviously come to the right, trying to give a little bit of help to the ball carrier, and the whole BC line defense just read it extremely well. Well, it wasn't the guards, it was both the left offensive guard and left tackle, Dave Kersinger. It drew a lot of white shirts.
So it's 2nd down and 8 from the BC 23-yard line. Fabra into the middle, and he pulled the string on it. He's mad at himself. It'll be 3rd down. Field goal unit will make another appearance for the Stampeders. Talking things over with Lewis Walker. Maybe Walker did go a little too deep in the pattern.
Well, I don't know if they'll try it, but it seems to me to be a very appropriate time for a big field goal right here. I mean, if anybody's in a good position to gamble, it'd be the Stampeders who are out of the playoffs.
Fabra will hold at the 30-yard line for J.T. Hay. Gooch again with the good pressure from the outside, but it is good. And now it's all right, 1 week from tonight. This is the game we've all been looking forward to, I think, right from the opening weekend of the season. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers and the BC Lions will settle first place in the West with that game on the full CTV network starting at 10 o'clock Eastern time. It's a 7 o'clock start at BC Place. And Bob Ackles, the general manager of the Lions, told us just before game time here that as of this afternoon, there were 250 tickets left for that ball game out in Vancouver next week.
I'll tell you what, the BC Lions, and of course the Winnipeg Blue Bombers know this very, very well after the finals of last year. They've got that 13th man when they play in BC Place with 60,000 fans roaring for them. So it should be a great football game.
We look forward to that one. The other game next weekend on CTV will be Montreal at Ottawa, and that's on Sunday, October 28th, starting at 1:30 Eastern time. J.T. Hay asked to kick off now by the Lions following his successful field goal. Darnell Clash on the return. Straight up the middle, got to the 44-yard line, and then he was knocked down. I think it was Mark Nelson in on the tackle. Number 82, a 17-yard return.
Boy, he put him down, didn't he? Whoa. Mark's dad, Roger, of course, one of the great Eskimos in the past, and one of the big events during Grey Cup week in Edmonton will be the return of a reunion of a number of old-time Eskimos.
First down Lions near their 45-yard line. They lead it 14-7. Under 4 minutes remaining second quarter. Good protection for Cowan. Gets it out here to Donnie Taylor. Slips a couple of tackles. Got a first down. Still on his feet. Stopped at the 49-yard line of Calgary. Daryl Moyer in on the tackle along with Richie Hall and Ray Odom. A 16-yard pickup for Donnie Taylor.
Donnie bounces off a lot of folks, doesn't he?
5'9", 190 pounds.
I tell you, he is solid. Doesn't really have any quick moves, although he's certainly not without some, but he is very difficult to bring down.
First down, Lions. Just inside the Stampeder 50.
Here's the blitz.
Pick it up again. Cowan going deep for Robinson. Off his fingertips. A penalty marker comes down. I'm not sure who they're going to call here. It looked like Robinson pushed off a little bit on
That's
Richie
what
Hall.
I saw as well, Dale. I don't know if he pushed back or he pushed first.
With the score, BC 14 and Calgary 7. We'll be right back. 3:09 remaining in the first half here at McMahon Stadium. The BC Lions' Ron Robinson just charged for offensive pass interference. Moves the ball back to the BC 51-yard line. It's first down and 20. Tim Cowan has thrown one touchdown pass tonight. That was to Mervyn Fernandez here in the second quarter. Cowan looking for Fernandez, has got him at the 45-yard line, and he gets 15 yards back, so it'll be second down and 5. Making the tackle, Richie Hall, number 27.
What a first half. Fernandez is having 5 catches for over 100 yards already.
Second down, a little more than 5 for the Lions. Pankratz got outside and makes the catch over the shoulder. Well-thrown football by Tim Cowan. Larry Hogue holds the gain to 20 yards.
How's that? First and 20, and they get 35 in the two plays. Pankratz just coming out of that slot back position, wide open in the flat out there.
Larry Hogue, who finally made the tackle. First down, BC at the Calgary 25. Back to the live action. He drops. Cowan hit just as he unloaded the football. They're going to call it a fumble. The Stampeders have got it.
I think that's a good call, Bill. I think he lost the football as he went back to throw it. I think it just kept going back. Bernie Morrison putting the big pressure on him, number 72, from
Richie
the
Hall
outside.
got to the loose football. That's his second turnover of the night. He had an interception in the first quarter. Returned it 53 yards to set up a field goal.
Watch this now. I thought Cowan just, as he came back, the ball just kept going. That's exactly what happened. Dropped right behind him, and Stampeders once again get another break. You know, this ball game could very easily have a 20-point lead by the BC Lions. Sure, the statistical story will say that.
That's right, yeah. The Lions have been making mistakes, penalties and turnovers. 29-yard line, the Stampeders with the football. Big rush from Crawford. He just jumped right up in Favre's face and knocked that intended pass right down.
That's at least the third pass by Greg Favre has been knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Incomplete his last 5 attempts.
After a big game against the Toronto Argonauts last night, the youngster's having his problems.
Larry Crawford, the blitzing defensive halfback. It's now 2nd and 10. Defensive change for the Lions. Lear comes in. Jackson goes out. Favre gets rid of it for Tommy Scott. Overthrown.
There's got to be some problem there in terms of coverage because they had the middle linebacker there, number 91, Tyrone Cruz, going all the way back with Tommy Scott. Certainly they wouldn't have man-to-man coverage like that.
Konar.
See that delayed rush by Konar has put good pressure on Bamber. No way, though, you ask a middle linebacker to cover a guy like Scott 35 yards downfield.
Tyrone may be quick for a big man, but he's not that quick.
Oh.
Good punt this time by McTagg. Hangs up there nicely for Darnell Clash to take it at his own 44-yard line. Puts his head down and gets about 5 on the return. We have 2:08 remaining in the second quarter. 38-yard punt and a return of 5. As you take a look at Darnell Clash, Lions nominee for Outstanding Rookie. Gently Award balloting. Of course, he's the Lions nominee, and another corner, the Stampeders, is the Calgary nominee as Rookie of the Year, Mel Jenkins. And, of course, Irvin Fernandez, probably a candidate right now for Offensive Game Star. Maybe the only candidate.
Well, it has not been a great offensive display, certainly not by the Stampeders, but we didn't expect it to be in this.
Drop play to Donnie Taylor. He gets it out to midfield for a pickup of about 5 yards. Making the tackle, Walter Ballard. 14-7 as the fog rolls in here at McMahon Stadium. It's up high, though. I think visibility down the field level is fine. More and more fog rolling in all the time. Second down, a little less than 5 for the Lions, right at midfield. Cowan throwing quickly, low pass to Fernandez. He reached down and got it, stays on his feet to the 41-yard line. Darrell Moyer finally tripped him up. First down, BC, 14 yards.
If he gets by Moyer, there's trouble in River City.
Not many people that can make an awkward catch like that and stay on their feet and slip a tackle or two and pick up more yardage. Final score tonight in Eastern Canada. The Hamilton Tiger Cats have clinched the playoff spot, defeating Ottawa Rough Riders, and for the first time in his head coaching career, George Brancato will miss the playoffs. First down, Lions. Going deep over the head. Donnie Taylor was in the area. Ray Odom, the closest man to it.
Once again, though, some mix-up with the receivers, I think, Theo, because Donnie Taylor and Murph Fernandez were on a collision course down there.
Getting back to that Hamilton game, as you see the replay of that overthrown pass again. They won last week in Saskatchewan, and they win tonight over Ottawa and clinch a playoff spot at 5-9-1. They have 11 points, same as Montreal. Amazingly enough, Hamilton could possibly finish in second place.
Isn't that something? Halfway through the year, they only had one win and looked like a disastrous football club.
Second down and 10 BC. Cowan throws. Fernandez works himself into the open, and he stopped at the 29-yard line. Got a pretty good spot on the play. Ron Hopkins making the tackle with a pickup of 12 and first down yardage.
Still 1:11 remaining in this first half, so the Lions have time to add to their 14-7 lead. As that fog that we talked about continues to roll in here.
It's getting lower and lower, Frank. It's down where it's bothering the view just a slight bit now, but the second half could be a bit of a monster.
From the 29-yard line, the DC Lions at the Stampede at 29, throwing incomplete to Ned Armour. I know you remember a fog game pretty well because I was doing radio at the time, the 1973 Western Final at Old Clark Stadium in Edmonton. I know you remember it well because you were working TV on the other side of the field. We saw a lot, didn't we?
Well, Frank, I was working TV? Oh, you're talking to Al, obviously. I was in that one. I was
73?
in the fog. No, I'm talking about the fog bowl.
Oh, you're talking about the fog bowl. I'm talking about the Western Final.
Sorry.
1962, Frank, you played in that one.
Absolutely. I was definitely in the fog then.
John Henry White to the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. He'll be a little bit short of the first down.
What was it, Frank? About 9 minutes the next day you had to go back and play?
It was, and it was rather a strange feeling going into the locker room for 2 straight days. It was bad enough playing those double headers, 2 games in 3 days, but to play on consecutive days.
As I recall, there was no scoring in the second day.
There was not.
That's David Tulumu making his way to the BC locker room as we near halftime. Johnny Taylor, of course, has been filling in for him yesterday in the CFL, coming up at halftime. And you're talking about days when you played with the Bombers. I know you know this fellow rather well.
Well, he played right next to me for years, and what a great guy he was. And I'll give it one further hint. Number 64, fans that might want to take a guess at who that could be.
Just checking. Our producer, Hugh Dunn, says we can tell everybody the name now. It was Cordell Piper.
I thought we were going to have a little suspense here.
Huey doesn't like surprises or suspense.
I was going to say his first name's an Ivy League school and do all that kind of stuff.
Sure, we had something going for us there, Al, and they spoiled it.
49 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And Louis Bisaglia is in as the Lions are looking at third down and almost 2 full yards at the Calgary 21. Bankrats will hold. 28-yard field goal attempt coming up. Kick by Bisaglia is good. And it's a 17-7 ball game in favor of the BC Lions.
Just 45 seconds remain now in this first half. Tom Perzani, the great receiver of the Stampeders, over the years, will be honored at halftime.
Lewis Walker. He'll have the biggest gain of the night for the Stampeders so far. He stepped out of bounds at the BC 39-yard line. Melvin Bird finally forced him out, and on that gain there, he picked up 37 yards. And up until that play, Calgary had only picked up 48 yards in the first 29 minutes of this ball game.
I think puts a good move on Larry Crawford to get the ball inside the 40-yard line. They're almost in J.T. Hayes' field goal range already. 34 seconds remaining. We might have it score by the Stamps before it's over. First half.
Fabra, and again, Tyrone Cruz knocked the ball down, number 91, and that is the third time tonight that he's knocked the pass down. 2nd and 10 from the BC 39.
Certainly positioning himself extremely well as far as getting away of the Calgary Stampeder batters. He looked like he could have caught that one and rambled a few yards back the other way.
Gets to Fabra before he gets back to the line of scrimmage. You lost him a little bit on 2nd down, and so J.T. Hayes' field goal unit will come on for the Stampeders with 26 seconds remaining until halftime. Hepler, number 99, the man who made the tackle for BC. ...47-yard attempt. J.T. Hayes, Greg Fabra will hold. Wide to the right, taken out of the end zone by Larry Crawford, and he'll run out the remaining time here in the second quarter. Gets it to the 10-yard line. So the gun sounds to end the first half here at McMahon Stadium, and the BC Lions enjoying a 10-point lead over the hometown Stampeders. In a moment, yesterday.
4-yard line, and by the way, we're happy to have Chevy sponsor our halftime highlight package here tonight, and you see Hall moving back to the 4-yard line, as I said, against the Lions, but the Calgary Stampeders extremely inept, really, in the first half offensively, could not get it in the end zone. And then this ball, of course, by the BC Lions going to Ron Robinson, a 8-yard gain on an underthrown football, and the Lions went ahead 6-4 into that first quarter.
And the only touchdown was Mervyn Fernandez running straight upfield as an inside receiver. A little wrinkle for the Lions in this ball game tonight. And Cowan hits him, makes a move on Odoms at the 5 and puts it in the end zone.
Well, once again, for the BC Lions, Merv was really the outstanding player easily in this ball game in the first half offensively. This time it's a 43-yard gain as Fernandez once again picks off a pass that was underthrown by Tim Cowan, but also the BC Lions failed to get it in the end zone this time. They had to settle for a field goal. You see a 10-point lead by the BC Lions. They should be ahead by at least 20 or 25, and I think the statistical story will tell that before long. There's Tom Perzani. We'll talk about him in just a moment, right after we pause for this. To that, and hopefully we're going to get Tom Perzani up in the booth here during the second half and get his feelings about his evening tonight. But you know, it's going to be strange in the CFL not having a Perzani in the Calgary Stampeder uniform since 1968. There's been Joe and John and then finally Tom Perzani, the three brothers who did such great yeoman service for these Calgary Stampeders.
Joe and John were on the field as well, taking part in the halftime ceremony to honor Tom Perzani.
And you can see just what happened in that first half. Lewis Walker, of course, had a 37-yard gain right at the end of the first half that unfortunately the Calgary Stampeders could not convert into any points, but they had almost no offense up until that point in time.
One of the gifts that Tommy Perzani was presented was a 2-week all-expense-paid trip to Hawaii. I think he'd probably like to jump on the plane tomorrow and go and take that one.
I'll tell you, he also had beautiful fur coats for he and his wife. He could bring those up here. We could use them in the booth tonight.
Greg Vavra staying warm at the Calgary bench. The BC Lions will kick off to get this second half underway. Bisaglia kicks it short to the near sidelines. And picking it up at the 15-yard line is Harper, and he gets to about the 25, wrapped up very quickly by Ron Cherkis, a return of 10. So we get the third quarter underway in the Stampeders. And the football, as you look at Tim Cowan, starting quarterback here tonight for the BC Lions, trying to stay warm on the far side of the field. Mind you again that Tommy Scott now wearing jersey number 26. It's a 10-point lead for the Lions over the Stampeders. BC with a victory here tonight, moving to sole possession of first place in the West, pending the outcome of tomorrow's game, Edmonton at Winnipeg. Vavra tripped, fell down, got back up because nobody touched him, and he'll go down again back at the 19-yard line in the arms of Tyrone Cruz, number 91. So there'll be a loss of 5 yards on the play. May have tripped over an offensive lineman stepping back into pass formation because the field is in great shape. I'll say again, the ground crew here has done a superb job of getting this field ready to be played, have a game played on it. Second down and 15 from the 20-yard line. Vavra down the middle. Tom Scott is open for a big gainer. Tom Scott to the 50-yard line. His first catch of the night is good for 31 yards.
Well, the BC Lions brought everybody on that play, and a good pickup by Vavra getting that ball to Tommy Scott. Looks a little strange looking at Tommy, number 26 on him after all the years he's worn number 22, either green or red. You see Bernie Glear being beat on the play by Scott, number 7, and Scott moves it all the way out over the 50-yard line for the Stampeders.
We'll have to see if Vavra tries to go to Scott a little more often here in the second half, because he is now 5 receptions away from tying Tommy Joe Coffey's all-time record of 650 pass receptions. And this time, Greg Vavra, with a little shovel pass to Tom Scott, was called for taking too long to put the ball in play.
That's the second time they've tried that little shovel pass, which of course would count as a completion to Scott. Neither time has it, however, as the Lions were penalized the first time. This time it's the Stampeders penalized.
Scott has already...
violation. Calgary number 13. First down repeated.
Scott has already surpassed Coffey in yardage in receiving. 10,788 going into tonight's game. He still needs 5 more to tie in total receptions. Quick look at the 20-second clock, and this one was almost picked off by Mel Bird. The intended receiver was Michael Wade.
Boy, Glear, Jones, and Bird all over there for the BC Lions. Fabra obviously did not see the defenders as he threw that right to number 10.
Second down for the Stampeders and 15 yards to go. The ball at their own 45. You see the 20-second clock in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Winding down. There's the play off. 4 seconds remaining. Pass is there. Wade just turned around and the ball was there, and he didn't have really much time to react to it at all, and it goes incomplete. It'll be third down.
Bird complaining that Wade had pushed off of him, and I think he was right. I don't know if you'll see it right here at the last second. Pretty good throw by Fabra. They'll have to kick it away, and that ball's going to get up in the fog this time. And
may lose sight of it.
It's dropping lower and lower.
Tag the punt now. End over end kick. Crawford from the 25-yard line. Penalty marker goes down, and Crawford goes down up at about the 37-yard line. Michael Harper making the tackle, 12-yard return, and a 10-point lead for the Lions of the Stampeders. We'll be right back. That punt return, and he's now back at the BC bench. And the Lions were penalized for an illegal block, and the ball's put back at the BC 12-yard line, where it's 1st and 10. You see the Lions turn the ball over 3 times tonight. And they've had, I think it is now official 10 penalties, so certainly they've hurt themselves with mistakes here tonight. Offensive total yardage, they've really been piling it up, but it's a 17-7 ball game for the Lions. 12:24 remaining in the third quarter. And BC having to start deep in their own end. Irvin Fernandez, number 24, the only touchdown so far. Pass from Tim Cowan. His 5th touchdown catch in a game and a half. John Henry White has a couple. Middle of that Calgary defense there to stop him after a gain of 2. James West, number 58. Randy Troutman, number 62, in on the tackle. It'll be second down and about 8 yards to go for the Lions, just across their own 14-yard line. See Collins' numbers tonight. 16 out of 25. Keeps it on the ground this time, and John Henry White is hit as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Falls forward. Steve Wilbur, number 66. Steve Carpenter, number 96, also there. And it'll be third down and about 5 as John Henry managed to pick up another 2.5 yards. And we'll see Louis Bisaglia in the punt. We have 11.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, and as we wait for Bisaglia's punt, here's Frank with a guest.
Well, Dale, thank you very much. It's very fortunate for us, Tom Ferzani, who's taken the time away from his evening's activities to share it with us. First of all, Tom, I'd like to give you my personal congratulations on such a great career, and everybody here at CTV is very excited about tonight. I know you were as well, and I'd like to get your feelings right now after the evening they gave you.
Frank, you really can't say too much about what they did for me. Of course, being a professional football player for 11 years, that alone is just something great. And for the Stampeders to say, hey, Tom Ferzani, we really appreciate it, was just super, and all the sponsors and everybody involved. It was just fantastic night for me and my family.
I'm sure it was great for you to have your brothers out there as well as your wife to share the evening with you.
Oh, it was great. My mother was there also, and I think she was probably the most excited of all. But my brothers, of course, I started with them, and we played together for 3 years. And it was a great gesture on the Stampeders' part, again, to have them out there with me. And the night, you can't say too much about it.
Tom, what's the future hold for the Ferzani, the youngest of the Ferzani brothers?
Well, I'd like to just stay around, maybe take these shots.
Well,
just kidding.
Well, we'll get John Esau to interview and see if you can do that. I don't think you could handle the broadcast with our crew. You're too good looking, Tom. We don't allow that.
No, but certainly everything's going well right now. I've dabbling a little bit in real estate, and I'm with my brother John, who's got Ferzani's locker room, and everything's going well in that respect.
Well, congratulations once again. A well-deserved honor, Tom.
Thank you, Frank. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. And it's second down for the Calgary Stampeders at the BC 38-yard line. Greg Fabra. Big drop. Nobody open. Got a lot of running room. Closing in on him. Crawford and He knocks Crawford down and steps out of bounds. Near first down territory at the BC 28. And they have to bring the yardsticks all the way across the field and get a measurement here.
Favreau lays a lick on him, doesn't he? Watch the young quarterback here as he dips that shoulder a little bit, puts Crawford down on the ground.
So we'll get a measurement here as Favreau picked up close to 10 yards on the play, or maybe did pick up the full 10 yards. As we watch the measurement being made here, the Stampeders will be just short. We want to remind you that there's figure skating action coming up next week on CTV, Skate Canada 84 from Victoria. And it'll get underway on Friday, October the 26th, and continue on Saturday and Sunday. And there you have the times. And it'll be Bernie Pascal, Brian Pokar, and Debbie Wolves describing the action from Skate Canada 84 in Victoria next week right here on CTV. Third down and a little bit for the Stampeders, and they're going to have to maybe measure it again. The Stampeders, as Tyrone Cruz made the tackle, were short in the first half on 3rd and inches. This time it looks like they did pick it up. Tim Petras, number 12, rookie out of the University of Calgary. We should another look at the line. I just want to mention, too, that the University of Calgary Dinosaurs, and of course, Vavra and Petras both played with the Dinosaurs last year, suffered their first loss of this season, their first loss in over a year today against the University of Alberta Golden Bears in Western Intercollegiate Football League action.
Ty Cruz, once again, on the initial contact there, he's had quite a night for the BC Lions in that middle linebacking spot. He's number 91.
First down, Calgary from the BC 28-yard line. Vavra in trouble, got underneath Hebler, but then is finished off by James Parker back at the 33 for a loss of 5.
Well, certainly the timing of this Calgary Stampeder offensive unit has not been 100%. I think that's a fair comment here this evening. 9:20 remaining in this third quarter.
Second down and 15. James Parker again. Vavra got back to the line of scrimmage, the 33-yard line. It'll be third down and 15, and Parker rises to the occasion again for that BC defense. He's their nominee as the Outstanding Defensive Player of 1984. Of course, he won that Shenley back in 1982 as a member of the Eskimos. And Parker limps towards the BC bench.
21.5 sacks going into tonight's ball game for James. And Quick has proved his name to be appropriate once again. Rick Klassen also in there, actually putting the final touches on that sack as we see Parker down for a moment.
Gingerly, Parker heads towards the BC bench with 8:49 remaining third quarter. Like his lower right leg is what's bothering him.
Brian Potter coming into the lineup on this third down situation for the BC Lions. And J.T. Hay will hit this one from about 40 yards out.
This will be a 40-yard attempt with Greg Vavra doing the holding. Kick is up, and it is good, as he had everything on that one. 17-10 now the score. The Lions leading the Stampeders, and we have 8:29 remaining in the third quarter. Field goal of the night cuts the BC lead to a converted touchdown here in the third quarter, and the Lions take over the ball. First and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Rookie head coach Steve Verado. We're told the Stampeders will probably be hiring a general manager for 1985 to take some of the load off of Steve, and Verado admitted yesterday he's probably going to be looking around for an experienced quarterback to help out young Greg Babber for 1985. Right now, the BC Lion offense goes to work down the middle. John Pancras is wide open. James West in on the hit. The ball flops loose, and the Stampeders have it once more. Ray Odom, number 32, comes up with the turnover as Pancras is double teamed and the ball flops loose. Here is Cowan passing to Pancras.
Well, as you just pointed out, this is only a 7-point lead for the BC Lions, but if it were not for the Lions' mistakes, particularly in terms of penalties, but also with these turnovers, they would have a huge lead on the Stampeders.
4 turnovers, 3 of them fumbles.
Well, they must be up to close to a dozen penalties as well. 10.
Babber goes to work now. First down. Going deep. Melbourne knocked it down. I thought he had given the ball back to the Lions. He was unable to hang on to it. The pass intended for Wade, number 89.
Second time in this ball game, and in fact in this second half, that Mel Bird at least felt he should have had an interception. That would have been a pretty good catch. The other one was quite easy. Hit him right in the number.
That was against the Ottawa Rough Riders. And we witnessed out at BC Place. Wade, the intended receiver, number 89 in that last play, is still limping as he splits off wide to the left side again. Babra with a called quarterback draw, opens up the middle. Flies to the 30-yard line for a first down. He was thinking run all the way that time for an 18-yard gain.
This play opens up extremely well. As you see, Ty Cruz thought he had a good shot at him, but Babra inadvertently cut back to the inside and moves the ball down to the 31-yard line of the Lions. Amazingly, the Stampeders can tie this football game up if they can put it in the end zone right here.
Babra for Tom Scott, knocked away by Andre Jones, number 32. Good defense that time by Jones. It's second down and 10 from the Lions 31.
Boy, excellent timing. Andre stuck that right arm in there just at the last moment. See Scott making a move to the inside on him. He was open for a moment. Well, I don't know. Maybe he did not touch that football. Scott dropped it, I think, before Andre got to him.
If you happen to have joined us late, jersey number 22 has been retired and presented to Tom Presani of the Stampeders, and that's why Tommy Scott's wearing number 26 now. He was the intended receiver here again, and Babber overthrew him deep down the middle. So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the BC 31. So it's J.T. Hay again. The Stampeders are getting the ball frequently on the turnovers by the BC Lions, but they're unable to put it in the end zone for the big one. Having to settle for field goal attempts, and J.T. Hay's been good on 3 of 4. He's got 3 of 5. This one from 38 yards out. It is good, and now it's a 17-13 ball game in favor of the Lions over the Stampeders with 6:19 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and we'll be back in a moment. 7 for the Lions over the Stampeders at halftime, and the Stampeders have kicked 2 field goals here in the 3rd quarter to cut the BC lead to 4 points. BC's got 17 yards offense this quarter, Calgary 54. 6:19 left. Lions first down at their own 35. Quarterback is Tim Cowan, swings it out to John Henry White. 3 Stampeders were there. James West, Steve Carpenter, and Hopkins was also there. The pickup is about 1.
Well, the Stampeders are cutting into that little offensive edge a bit in this 3rd quarter, but they still got a long way to go. However, it's only a 4-point football game, and don't forget the Lions desperately need to win this game. They go into BC Place next week having to beat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers by 23 points to capture that first place spot.
And that all-important bye and home field advantage, the Western Final, and this pass to Fernandez was almost picked off by Ray Odoms. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Lions, and Pasaglia will have to punt the football away.
Good job of picking up the blitz, particularly with James West in the middle. Watch number 58. But this ball really should have been intercepted once again by the Stampeders. Watch it hit Ray Odoms. Well, we won't see it in that shot as you see Tim Cowan going down, but it could have been another turnover against the Lions.
Good punt by Pasaglia. Backing Richie Hall up all the way to the 20-yard line. His best kick of the night. Hall gets it out to about the 31-yard line where he's smothered by Bernie Glear and Tyrone Cruz. A 53-yard punt. That'll certainly help his average tonight. And a return of 10 with 4:58 left, 3rd quarter. Richie Hall's had a big night defensively for the Stampeders as well with an interception and a fumble recovery.
Well, they give Blue a lot of time to kick this football for a change. He has been rushed from time to time. Watch the 2 upbacks as they check inside their first responsibility and then look to the outside. See John Henry White blocking to that outside. Louis had all day to kick it, and he did his job.
The give to Lewis Walker, trying the right side, and he is tackled there by Glenn Jackson and Rick Klassen after a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on the play. They get the spot near the 33-yard line. Got to give him the 34-yard line for a pickup of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 now for the Stampeders. Bringing the plays in from the bench. Ken Moore, number 84, was in there. He's replaced by Mike McTagg, number 9. Favre, 4 out of 20. He's completed 1 out of his last 8. Passing situation here. Quickly to the outside. Complete. Tim Petrov tackled immediately by Glenn Jackson, shy of the 1st down. 39-yard line. It's 3rd and 2, Calgary. 4 minutes exactly left in the 3rd quarter.
Go to the administration office.
We missed it earlier tonight. Hamilton defeated Ottawa 20-14 to wrap up 3rd place, or at least a playoff spot in the East, and eliminating the Ottawa Rough Riders for the first time in George Brancato's head coaching career. Here's the punt by McTagg. Up into the fog. Down to Darnell Clash, and he stopped immediately, 31-yard line. That punt traveled 45 yards, and they give him a return of 5 on the play. Darrell Moyer, Terry Berryman, number 41, downfield. Center on those punting situations for the Stampeders, making the tackle on Clash. Tomorrow in the CFL, 2 more games. Toronto playing at Montreal. That'll be on the full CTV network starting at 1:30 Eastern time. And also tomorrow, it's Edmonton playing at Winnipeg. Of course, the Eskimos have clinched 3rd in the Western Division, and the Blue Bombers in the race for 1st, along with these BC Lions. 4 o'clock start at the Winnipeg Stadium. Cowan pumps once, wants to go deep to Fernandez. He hung it up there. Fernandez came down with it. Well, just as he caught it, he was hit by Ray Odoms. What a job to hang on for a 14-yard gain.
Just unreal. Almost any receiver in any league would have dropped that football after that hit. Fernandez not only went up and got it, he kept it.
The initial 1st down in the 3rd quarter for the Lions. Cowan hung that one up there a little too long.
I guess you don't give him a 1st down when Pankratz had picked it up and then fumbled it.
Taylor is middle opens up completely for Johnny Taylor, and he's inside the 20-yard line. Ron Hopkins making the tackle for the Stampeders at the 17. 38-yard gain for Donnie Taylor.
Well, I don't think we have it statistically, but I think that's probably Taylor's longest run of his career. Those Donnie has not got the great speed, but he sure took off with that one. Huge hole in the middle of that Calgary defense.
Down from the 17 now, go the BC Lions. Throwing to Ned Armour at the 6-yard line, complete, first down again, working in front of Ray Odoms. A pickup of 11 yards. Like to see Donnie Taylor get a chance to put one in the end zone. He does not have a touchdown this year for the BC Lions. That was Donnie's longest run from scrimmage this year, that 38-yarder. Previous to that was 11 yards. Ron Robinson is the injured BC Lion with 1:26 left in the third quarter. Lions threatening to add to their lead. Tim Cowan takes the opportunity to head to the bench and talk things over with head coach Don Matthews. Roy DeWalt, who of course is out for the season, he is in attendance at this game. And I'm sure he is helping Cowan with suggestions as well.
Rochelle!
Do you think Don Matthews wants the trainer to take his time?
Bill Rochelle was who he was hollering at. You heard him, Rochelle. Stay out there for a while. He's having a little chit-chat with Tim Cowan. It'll be a first down for the BC Lions when time resumes. There's 1:26 remaining now in this third quarter. Lions at the 6-yard line of the Calgary Stampeders.
First and goal, BC, as Robinson heads to the bench. Into the end zone quickly for Ned Armour. Touchdown, BC, right over top of Ron Hopkins, number 15. Beautifully thrown football and a fine catch by Armour for his 6th touchdown of the year.
Well, that's the kind of pass they normally throw to Fernandez with his great jumping ability, but this one is just so right on the mark. Armour doesn't even have to go up for it. Ron Hopkins, the corner on that side, really not that bad a coverage, but the ball was perfectly delivered by Cowan.
So Pankratz holding for Lou Bisaglia. He converts the touchdown by Armour, and now the BC Lions move in front by 9, 24-13 with 1:07 remaining in the third quarter. All right, we've been talking about the game next weekend at BC Place. Showdown for first place. That's our situation right now. The BC Lions could go to 11-3-1 and 23 points with a victory here tonight. Winnipeg playing at home tomorrow against Edmonton. They could also be 11-3-1 after this weekend. The Eskimos will finish third in the West no matter what happens tomorrow or the following weekend at home against Saskatchewan. Calgary Stampeders, of course, are finishing their season tonight and would love a victory here to move out of last place, at least until next weekend.
It'll be an interesting decision for Jackie Parker and his staff up in Edmonton. They are not going to play Matt Dunnigan against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers tomorrow, but do you think they can afford to sit him down for another week against Saskatchewan? Because, you know, you get a little rusty at this time of the year if you haven't played, you know, any active football for 3 weeks. So he probably will play in that last football game.
Ron Churkus made the tackle on Les Kaminsky. Let's go to Al.
I got Donnie Taylor here. Don, that was a super time to call that kind of a little draw play of yours. You've been keeping that for him, eh?
Well, we've tried to run it a couple times, and it's worked pretty good for us, but they were expecting the pass, and it just opened up quite nice.
When's the last time you got 39 yards in one rush?
Oh, years.
Congratulations, Don.
Thank you.
First down, Stampeders from their 43-yard line. Into the last minute of the third quarter. Draw play to Lewis Walker. It opens up for him. Nelson Martin collars him and brings him down at the BC 49-yard line. A pickup of 18 yards.
All right, we're getting a little offense in this ball game.
Lewis Walker, the 5th leading rusher in the CFL, coming into this ball game with 703.
Good job by Willie Thomas, the offensive center, there to open that hole.
First down for the Stampeders in BC territory. Inside shovel pass to Tom Scott. This one goes for a gain of a couple. And that was Rick Klassen making the tackle for the Lions. We have time for one more play here in the third quarter.
Here's a good look at that little shovel pass, which we talked about before tonight. Pretty safe play, really, because it's almost like a handoff, but obviously it is a forward pass, so you have to complete it.
Seeing more and more of that type of play around, certainly the West. Upright is used it quite effectively in the second half of the season. Intercepted by Nelson Martin. His first interception of the season. And he just went up in the air and snared that one. And Fabra had a little zip on that. As the gun sounds to end the third quarter on the interception by Nelson Martin. 24-13, the Lions leading. We'll be back in just a moment.
The big part of that interception is Machine knocking down Tom Scott, the intended receiver, and Bird picking off an interception for the BC Lions. I should say Nelson Martin, number 4.
Tim Cowan on first down, wide open in the middle is John Pankratz to the Calgary 45-yard line as we get the fourth quarter underway, and the BC Lions pick up 20 yards. Cowan to Pankratz. 11-point lead for the Lions over the Stampeders, 24-13. I think I said 9-point lead earlier, but it is 11. So take a look at the Chevy third quarter stats. 390 total yards offense for BC compared to 155. The Stampeders started to move the ball a little bit in that third quarter. Still, it's been BC controlling the football, but they've been killing themselves with turnovers and penalties. Cowan down the middle again, and once more it's John Pankratz making the reception, first down at the 34-yard line. Daryl Moyer was there to pit him. Big night for Pankratz as well as Fernandez. Pankratz 5 for 80. Fernandez, of course, over 100 yards with a touchdown. Cowan getting excellent protection. Receivers coming back to the ball. That's Ned Armour making the catch at the 25-yard line, and Hopkins making the tackle. It'll be a gain of 9.
You know, one encouraging sign for the BC Lions, I think last week and this week, will be the 2 biggest games that Tim Collins ever had as the BC Lion throwing the football, certainly in terms of yardage gain. Look at that. The guy's got his shirt off up there. Are you kidding me? That must be something more than just straight coffee.
Taylor has the handoff from Cowan on 2nd and 1, and he has the first down as he gets close to the Calgary 22-yard line. You know, next week when the Lions play at home against the Blue Bombers, it'll be the first start for Tim Cowan at home. This is his third start this year, and of course, all of them have been on the road.
Well, regardless, it's going to be the biggest start he's ever had as a BC Lion quarterback. We'll be there to bring you that first place exciting football game.
Drop play to Donnie Taylor. He picks his way to the 20 for a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. Daryl Moyer in on the tackle. Also there for the Stampeders. Wozniacki, 76. That'll be 2nd down. Long 7 yards to go as they gave Donnie Taylor a gain of almost 3. The Lions have now gone over 100 yards rushing tonight as a team, 101.
They don't do that often.
You don't. Fernandez goes up for it. Touchdown, BC. Whoa. His 2nd of the night and 6th in the last 2 weekends.
Lon Bird does a great job after he catches this ball at the 3-yard line. Once again, he's coming from that inside spot, inside of Ron Robinson, just does a little post pattern over the middle, right in front of Larry Hogue, and does a good job of spinning off into the end zone. His 16th touchdown reception of 1984.
And that ties him with Brian Kelly and Lester Brown. All have 16 touchdowns each. Willard Reeves is the leader with 17 touchdowns. Of course, the record for touchdown receptions in one year, as Louis Pasaglia converts it, is 17. So both Kelly and Fernandez just one away from tying that record. 11:40 left, third quarter, 31-13 the score in favor of BC. We'll be right back.
A shot of the throw from Cowan to Fernandez. Merv could smell that end zone. Daryl Moyer hits him at about the 1, but no chance of stopping him.
Fernandez 9 for 163 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight on the season. 81 for 1,399 yards and 16 touchdowns. Lewis Walker on the kickoff return doesn't get back to the 30-yard line. He's tackled by Ryan Potter, number 33.
Dale, that'll be a new BC Lion record for receptions in one season. If I'm not mistaken, Green last year had 77 and set the record, as he was around for 15 out of the 16 league game.
Was it that many?
You know, Frank, over the years we've seen a lot of good receivers, but this guy, to my mind, is as good as any.
Al, I said before the ball game, and I really do feel he's the best BC Lion receiver in the history of this football club.
And now Bavers intercepted by Glenn Jackson. And the Lions are threatening to turn this one into a rout as he takes it back to the 13-yard line. Lewis Walker forced him out of bounds. It's 31-13 right now, and the Lions have got the ball back in scoring position.
Well, just an overthrown football by the youngsters. He's trying to hit to the outside. Walker, the intended receiver, and Jake Jackson brings it back to the 13-yard line for the Lions.
His second interception of the year. He had a fumble return this year for a touchdown. Looked like he was heading for the end zone that time, but Walker had the angle on him and forced him out of bounds. So it's the offense will have to do it.
What a great competitor he has been over the years for the BC Lions. A real leader on that defensive unit.
9-year veteran out of Simon Fraser, and it's first down Lions at the Calgary 13. They're looking for Fernandez to try and tie a record right now. He's looking for him. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Fernandez, and that ties the CFL record for touchdown receptions in the season at 17. Set originally by Hugh Campbell, tied by Terry Evanshin, and now Fernandez has equaled the mark with his 7th touchdown in the last, well, 1 3/4 games.
Well, Dale, would you believe with the start that Brian Kelly had, that before the year was out, Fernandez would be in front of him? He may not finish in front of him, but he is at the moment.
Well, he's having a second half of the season the way Kelly had a first half.
Absolutely. 2 4-touchdown games for the year, on the year for Merv.
His third tonight, Pasaglia converts it, and it's now a 38-13 ball game with 10:54 remaining. The Lions way out in front of the Stampeders. We'll be back in a moment. One has now completed his last 8 in a row, and 3 of them have gone for touchdowns. 1 to Ned Armour and 2 to Mervyn Fernandez. And you see the BC Lions running away with it now here in the 4th quarter. Fernandez tonight, 176 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Dale, I just want to correct the statement I made before. Merv actually had the record of receptions for the BC Lions. Sammy Green last year did beat the old record, but then Merv passed him after he left. Nevertheless, it makes no difference because Merv has set new territory.
For the season, as you look at Andre Jones, John Henry White making the tackle on the kickoff return on the season, Fernandez has 82 catches for 1,412 yards and 17 touchdowns. In a game for the BC Lions, Sammy Green holds the record with 12 receptions set last year, and Merv is at 10 receptions for tonight. First down for the Stampeders at their own 30-yard line. Vavra guns it out there to Tom Scott. Tyrone Cruz in the area. Scott spotted him and got down in a hurry.
I'll tell you what, Tom was very fortunate he felt that, because Cruz is ready to really put a hit on him. Getting out very quickly to the outside. He's had a great game here tonight. Knocking down 3 or 4 passes just past the line of scrimmage, as you see the backup quarterback for the BC Lions, Mike Williams, who's been around the CFL now for 4 years, might see a little action.
Mike McTagg making the catch, gets up and goes down again at about the 41-yard line. He'll have first down yardage as they had all the receivers to the right side. And 3 men took the defenders deep, and McTagg came underneath, and his first catch of the night goes for a first down. He was wide open. Would have had more had he not fallen down. 9:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 38-13 for the Lions. Gavra complete to Lewis Walker. Is into the middle of that BC defense, and he stays on his feet. The ball plops loose, and it's picked up by Larry Crawford and goes over to the BC Lions at their 54-yard line. Unfortunately for Lewis Walker, that second, third, and fourth effort as he tried to pick up more yardage, and he just lost control of the football.
Well, the fans are booing him here a little bit, but as you take a look at this replay, this is just an excellent job of running with the ball. That's Klassen, number 90. He gets around initially. Then he avoids Cruz and about 2 or 3 other people. Finally, he's hit on the play by Nelson Martin and coughs up the football.
Right about
Well, I
there.
know it was Gleer, actually, along with Gooch that loosened the football, but great effort.
The Lions have the ball right back again, 54-yard line. Mike Williams is now in at quarterback in place of Tim Cowan, and his first play from scrimmage is a handoff to Donnie Taylor. He gets to the Calgary 54, a pickup of a couple, and James West made the tackle, number 58. Mike Williams activated last week for the game in Ottawa. Got a chance to come in late in that ball game too, as the Lions won that one 33-17. Right now he's looking at 2nd and 8, and the draw play to Donnie Taylor. It opens up, and he'll be close to the first down. Depends where they mark the football. Looks like the 47-yard line of the Stampeders, which will leave him about a yard short. Making the tackle, the Waz, number 76, Lyle Wozniacki, who is nominated in 2 categories by the Stampeders as outstanding defensive player and outstanding Canadian. It'll be 3rd down and 1. The Lions will go for it. Hebler and Klassen come in. Robinson and Armour will sit out one play. Third down for the BC Lions. The give to Donnie Taylor. Over the top he goes and has the first down at the 45-yard line. Donnie Taylor's been a busy man tonight for the Lions as he replaced David Taluma, who suffered a knee injury in the first quarter and had to leave the ball game. There's another look at his replacement, Donnie Taylor, picking up the first down. Armour Robinson back in. Hebler and Klassen have done their bit. They head to the bench. Fernandez is flanked wide to the right side. He has 3 touchdowns tonight, 17 on the season, tying a CFL record. The drop play again to Donnie Taylor as they stay on the ground. This time his gain is a short one, about 2 or 3 yards. 2 or 3 Stampeders right in the middle there to put the stop on him. Walter Ballard, number 57, closing down on the ball carrier from that defensive end position. 2nd down and 7 from the 42.
Well, we haven't heard from Al McCann, our partner down at the sideline, for some time. I can understand why. He's right behind the Calgary bench. Not much happening there, Al.
No, it's a pretty forlorn lot, Frank. It's been a very disappointing season all the way around. You can see it in every face.
Williams steps up, looking, finds John Pankratz for a first down. That was a good job by Mike Williams. Ray Odoms made the tackle on Pankratz, but he bought himself a little time, stepped up in there, and a 20-yard gain.
It certainly was, to have the presence of mind to pull up and hit Pankratz over the middle there. This guy's always had the physical talent, I think, Dale, but he's certainly had his share of injuries over his CFL career.
Of course, he had the bad one last year, which we witnessed when he was with the Eskimos in the preseason game at Taylor Field in Regina. There he went to the BC Lions. Right now, he's quarterbacking on 1st and 10. The give is to Donnie Taylor, and no running room at all this time. Steve Wilburn, Walter Ballard in on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and about full 10 yards to go.
Dale, a little trivia for you. You know that Murph Hernandez has had 2 4-touchdown pass reception games in 1984. Who's the only guy in CFL history to have 5 receptions in one game for a touchdown?
I'm just guessing, but I think it's a former teammate of yours, right?
Way to go.
Ernie Pitts?
That's exactly right. Right in Taylor Field against the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Hernandez, 10 for 176 and 3 touchdowns tonight. Second down, Williams in trouble, and he won't get it off. Hit from behind by Wozniacki, and a little Woztusi for the fans tonight.
Well, the Woz has had a great year, you know, and talking to him, he's a double nominee, as you can see, in the Shenley balloting, and he was a little disappointed earlier in the year because he says, you know, I've been traded so many times, people have thought that my career hasn't been that good, but he says, I've always started for every ball club I've played, and I've given everything I had, and all the coaches that he's played for have certainly spoke highly of him. He just had to pack his suitcases from time to time.
Here's Bisaglia's field goal attempt, and it is good. That's his 4th field goal of the night, and it gives the BC Lions a 41-13 lead over the Stampeders. We'll be right back. 4.5 minutes remaining in this ball game at McMahon Stadium in Calgary, where the temperature at game time was -4 degrees Celsius, and it's considerably colder than that right now. Certainly, as far as Stampeder fans are concerned, it's a 41-13 ball game in favor of the BC Lions. The Stampeders are first down from their own 35. Favre to Tom Scott, stopped at the 40. Andre Jones making the tackle, number 32. Of course, with the victory tonight here by the Lions, that sets up the big game next week. And Tommy Scott has now caught 4 passes tonight. He needed 6 coming in to tie Tommy Joe Coffey at 650 career receptions. So Tommy Scott now has 648. Favre doing a good job of running with the ball, then ran into his blocker, Jeff Inglis. That held him up for Rick Klassen to get there. So that'll put the ball back at the Calgary 34-yard line, a loss of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 11. One week from tonight, it's Winnipeg playing at BC. We'll have that game for you on the full CTV network, starting at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 7 o'clock start in the Dome out in Vancouver. As of late this afternoon, there were only 250 seats left for that ball game. Here's Mike McTagg with the punt. And Darnell Clash on the return. He's wrapped up immediately. Downfield quickly for the Stampeders. Harper, Michael Harper, number 88. 3:06 remaining in the ball game, and it's a 41-13 score in favor of the Lions over the Stampeders. We'll be back with the rest of the 4th quarter in just a moment. 3:06 remaining in the ball game, and the BC Lions have it at their own 37-yard line. Mike Williams, the quarterback now in place of Tim Cowan. Lions in total control of this football game. The only reason it was close there for most of the first 3 quarters was the fact the Lions were turning the ball over and taking penalties. And
Ryan Potter, who's seen his
Moyer making the tackle.
first action in a while, with the exception of specialty teams. Played with his dad, who was a Winnipeg Blue Bomber some time ago.
Second down and 6 from the 41. Pitch to Donnie Taylor is Williams. Intent to stay on the ground, and Taylor picks up 1 or 2. It'll be 3rd down, and so the Lions will be punting the ball. So we'll see Luke Bisaglia come in as Donnie Taylor's a little slow in getting up. He's not used to being this busy. There you see 13 carries tonight for Taylor. He's picked up 9 yards rushing. Pretty good performance. He had 1 gain of 38 yards his longest of the season.
Josh Keller of the BC Lions asked me to mention once again to BC Lion fans, that Monday's the last day that season ticket holders can convert their vouchers into playoff tickets, and there will be a playoff game in BC regardless of what happens next Saturday. General sales for playoff tickets will start at Tuesday at 9 a.m. from all the usual BC Lion ticket outlets, so make sure you convert those vouchers, season ticket holders.
Hopkins on the return. There's a penalty flag back at the 27-yard line. Hopkins got it out to the 42. Cruz in on the tackle for the Lions, and that punt traveled 44 yards and return of 19. But they'll bring back the ball as a legal block goes against Calgary. On the return, 1:57 left. The Lions improve their record to 11-3-1. And Winnipeg plays tomorrow. They, as you hear the call on the penalty.
Go loud. BC number 4. Decline. First down.
Bombers need a victory tomorrow to climb back into a tie for first with BC, and both of them going into that game next week could be at 11-3-1. What a showdown that'll be. Tommy Scott to the 50-yard line for a pickup of 8 yards, and that is his 5th catch of the evening. Andre Jones making the tackle. Tommy Scott is now one shy of Tommy Joe's pass receiving mark of 650 career catches. And you can be sure they'll be going to him a couple more times before
Well, I
this
don't
game's
know
over.
that Dylan's even aware of that fact, but
I'm sure they are. Scott again, he dropped it this time. Would have been a first down had he hung on to it, plus would have tied the record. So it's 3rd down and about a yard.
well, I kind of hope he gets it tonight because it's a long wait until the next Stampeder game.
That's for sure. .136 left to go here at McMahon Stadium in Calgary. This is a 3rd down play for the Stampeders. Fabra had to pull it down, and Nick Hebler gets to him, and the ball will go over to the BC Lions.
That's a little strange that they didn't run that football and try to get the first down. Well, maybe kind of emblematic of the season that the Stampeders have had. Right now, all they'd like to do is get back in that locker room and finish the 1984 season. I think Tom Scott's going to have to wait at least one more winter to become the all-time receiver in the history of the CFL.
First down Lions as they take over the ball at the Calgary 44-yard line. They'll stay on the ground. Here's John Henry White to the 40 to about the 38. Pick up of 5 or 6 yards on the play, making the tackle Randy Troutman.
Well, last night we had Marvelous Marvin Hagler winning his bout once again. Tonight it was Marvelous Merv. So it's 3 touchdown receptions.
John Henry White again cuts it back, and he gets to about the 30-yard line for a first down before Walter Ballard makes the tackle on him. And we have just over a minute remaining. And the BC Lions will continue to grind out the clock. Clock is running. We now have 55 seconds left. White again. Stopped by Randy Troutman, number 62. Tim Cowan at quarterback. In Ottawa last week, here tonight against the Stampeders, and now they have the best record in the league at 11-3-1. And Winnipeg playing tomorrow at home against Edmonton. Well played. Ryan Potter, number 33, and he has got a first down as he gets to the 20-yard line. Taking the tackle, Steve Wilburn. Lions will be able to run out the clock with 2 more plays here. Potter and White in the backfield. The give is to White. Daryl Moyer wraps him up as he crosses the 15-yard line, gets to the 14, and time for one more play. The Lions have now picked up 150 yards rushing in the ball game tonight. And this will do it. Last play, and Williams just grounds it. And sounds, this one's all over. And the BC Lions defeat the Calgary Stampeders 41-13, and they move into sole possession of first place at 11-3-1, and Winnipeg playing tomorrow. They're at 10-3-1 at home against the Eskimos. Don Matthews heads across the field. They shake hands with his good friend Steve Ferrato. They, of course, were together last year with the Lions. Ferrato, the defensive coordinator in BC. In his rookie year as head coach of the Calgary Stampeders. Took over the situation as director of football operations as well as head coach. And of course the stories around Calgary are that the Stampeders will be hiring a general manager for 1985 to relieve Steve of some of the duties. Kept him pretty busy for a man in his rookie year as head coach in pro football. Well, let's go downstairs to Al McCann, who has the victorious head coach Don Matthews.
Well, yes, I have. Coach Don Matthews just joining me. Don, congratulations. I've heard it said around this league, wait till we get those guys out of their dome stadium and into the prairie cold weather. We'll show them. But I thought your guys rose up and played awfully well in a cold weather game.
Yeah, I think it was really tough out for Calgary because they really didn't have an awful lot to gain by playing, and I think after we got ahead a little bit, that it was tough for them to keep their momentum up. Our guys knew exactly what was at stake, and I thought they were very inspired, played good football, and it's really going to be an exciting finish.
Well, you know, you're without Roy DeWalt, coach, and yet I thought Timmy Cowan came through and played awfully well.
Yeah, Tim's really studied all year long, Al, just to make sure that if you ever got a chance that he would be ready mentally, and he really has done a good job. I think we were using Murph Fernandez in a couple of different ways now. And
You run him inside now a lot.
well, we're trying to get some different matchups, and you know, Merv is such a spectacular football player that if we can get him in the open field, he really is dangerous.
What can you say about that guy? 7 touchdowns in 2 games. He's tied the record. Now, Don, I think he's the best pass receiver I've ever seen in this league.
Well, I'd have to agree. You know, I've only been in the league 8 years. You've seen a lot more of them than I have, but I think as far as I'm concerned, Murph Fernandez is unequal.
How about your defense? Once again, no touchdowns again.
Yeah, you know, that Calgary's got an awful young offense, and they've got a lot of young guys and some new guys, and we've got a pretty good veteran defensive crew out there, and they play well together. I think Calgary's going to get better. I think Vavra's going to be a good quarterback. I think they've got some speed on the flanks now. Now I think Calgary's going to be a pretty good football team.
I hope David Tulumo's not hurt too bad, Coach.
I think he might be done. They might have hurt his ligaments a little bit. It opened up a little bit, so we really don't know, but you know, Don Taylor father went in there and really played good football. And
39 yards on that little delay play.
yeah, you know, and they caught the ball well and blocked well. So we're very fortunate to have a good football team with some depth.
Next week, the big one against Winnipeg for first place. That should be a dandy.
Well, you know, everybody's been talking about it all year, and we've sort of tried to downplay it with our football players because we have to take care of business at hand, and right now, yeah, it is Winnipeg. So I'm really looking forward to it too, because that's when football's fun, when all the marbles are on the line, and I think Winnipeg is a super football team, and I think we're pretty good too. Ought to be a great game. Fans probably be the winner in that one.
I hear it's a sellout. Congratulations tonight, Coach. We'll see you next week in Vancouver.
All right, Al. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Don. We're back with more in just a minute. Ty Cruz, number 91, who knocked down passes and made tackles all over the field. And of course, offensively, no question,